All right, so today we're diving into some pretty amazing stuff, AI video generation. And not just the usual stuff either. Imagine like creating videos with multiple camera angles, all perfectly synced, as if like you were directing a movie.
Yeah, it really is a rapidly evolving field. Incredible potential.
And you know the best part is, you actually sent us the source material for this deep dive, a research paper. It's called SynCamMaster. And it's tackling this whole multi-view video generation challenge.
Yeah, SynCamMaster aims to let you seamlessly switch between different viewpoints within a video, so you can explore a scene from any angle you can imagine.
I love how they jump right in with visuals. In figure one, you see a girl playing piano, an elephant on the beach,
Yeah.
couple having dinner. But here's the kicker. Each scene is shown from multiple camera angles. You know, you got close-ups, wide shots, the works.
And you can actually see these example videos in action. The researchers have them up on the SynCamMaster project webpage. We'll include the link in the show notes.
Well, that's so cool. I can already see how this could be huge. Like, imagine the possibilities for filmmakers.
Exactly. Directors could instantly visualize a scene from any angle. Think about the creative freedom, not to mention the potential cost savings.
Yeah, no more needing like 100 cameras on set. What about gaming, though? Could this make games way more immersive?
Absolutely. Imagine experiencing a game world from dynamically generated viewpoints. It could like revolutionize how we interact with virtual environments.
Okay, and beyond entertainment, are there any practical applications?
Oh, tons. Think about architecture. Architects could virtually walk through their designs before they even break ground, experience every detail from any angle. Or in medicine, doctors could get a much more complete view for like diagnosis and treatment.
Whoa, this is starting to feel like something straight out of science fiction.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there were some serious challenges to making this work.
Definitely. The researchers had to overcome two major hurdles. First, they needed to ensure perfect synchronization between all those different viewpoints, even when the perspectives were drastically different.
Right, you don't want the timing to be off. That would ruin the whole effect.
Exactly. And the second challenge was the data. There just isn't much real-world data available. For training an AI to do this, finding enough examples of multi-view video was a huge obstacle.
So how did they crack the code? What's the magic behind SynCamMaster?
Their approach is actually quite clever. They started with an AI that was already trained to create realistic videos, kind of like giving it a head start.
Oh, so they built on existing technology instead of starting from scratch.
Right. Then for the synchronization challenge, they developed something called a multi-view synchronization module. It acts like a conductor, making sure all the camera angles are playing their part in perfect harmony.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the data problem? Did they find a secret stash of multi-view videos somewhere?
Not exactly. They got creative and used a hybrid approach. They combined data from a few sources. First, they used a game engine called Unreal Engine to create their own multi-view videos. This gave them fine-grained control over camera placement.
So they built their own virtual film sets.
Exactly. But they didn't stop there. They also devised a way to extract multiple viewpoints from single camera videos, essentially multiplying their data. And to top it off, they included some high-quality regular videos to enhance the overall look and feel.
Wow, it sounds like they pulled out all the stops to make this work. But wait, didn't they say SynCamMaster can do even more than just create videos from scratch?
You're remembering correctly. It can also work with an existing video as a starting point.
So you could take a video you already have and reimagine it from different angles.
Exactly. Let's say you have a video of a dog catching a frisbee. You could feed that into SynCamMaster, and it could generate viewpoints from behind the dog, above the park, even from the frisbee's perspective.
Yeah, that's what I call creative control. All those applications we talked about. Filmmaking, gaming, architecture. This takes them to a whole new level.
Precisely. And what's interesting is the researchers were really transparent about their process. They even included diagrams showing how they set up virtual cameras in Unreal Engine to generate their training data.
They showed their work. That's cool. It shows how much thought and effort went into this project. Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. SynCamMaster seems incredibly powerful and versatile.
It truly is pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of what's possible with AI video generation.
But I'm curious, how do they actually test this? How do you prove that these videos are truly synchronized?
That's a great question, and we'll dive into the details of how they evaluated SynCamMaster's performance. In the next part of our deep dive, it's a fascinating look at the science behind the magic. So how do you go about measuring something? Like video synchronization. Well, the researchers used a clever combination of approaches.
All right, let's hear it. Break down how they proved SynCamMaster actually works.
Well, They did the obvious thing first. They looked at the videos, they visually inspected them, checking for any, obvious glitches or inconsistencies in the timing.
Okay, so that's the eye test, but I'm guessing they also had some more objective measures.
Yeah. Exactly. They used something called an image matching method. It's like comparing puzzle pieces. They analyzed corresponding frames from different viewpoints to see how well they lined up.
So if the pixels and shapes matched up perfectly, that would indicate good synchronization.
Precisely. And they didn't stop there. They also used established video quality metrics like FID and FVD. Think of these as scoring systems that judge how realistic and smooth the generated videos are.
Okay, so they had multiple ways to make sure things were working as they should. What was the verdict? Did SynCamMaster pass the test?
The results were impressive. SynCamMaster consistently outperformed other methods they compared it to. And remember those example videos we saw in Figure 1? Those weren't just cherry-picked successes. SynCamMaster produced consistently great results across a whole set of test videos.
That's really promising. But they mentioned something called progressive training in the paper. What was that all about?
That's a key part of how they tackled the complexity of synchronizing drastically different viewpoints. Imagine trying to teach someone to juggle by starting them off with 5 balls at once.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. Start simple, right?
Exactly. That's the idea behind progressive training. Instead of overwhelming the AI with tons of wildly different viewpoints all at once, they gradually increased the complexity. They started with similar viewpoints and slowly introduced more challenging ones.
So it's like starting with one juggling ball, then adding another, and another, until you're a master juggler.
A perfect analogy. This step-by-step approach helped SynCamMaster build a solid understanding of how different viewpoints relate to each other.
It's fascinating how they took cues from how humans learn. But they didn't just stop at making things work. They wanted to understand why things worked.
Right. And for that, they used something called ablation studies. Think of it like a detective investigating a case. They systematically removed or tweaked different parts of SynCamMaster to see how it impacted the results.
So by isolating different variables, they could pinpoint what was truly driving the system's success.
Yeah.
Kind of like eliminating suspects in a mystery.
Exactly. And one of the key things they investigated was their hybrid data approach. Remember how they combined those different data sources? They wanted to see if each one was truly necessary.
Did they need all those ingredients in their special recipe?
It turns out they did. Each data source contributed something unique. The game engine data gave them precise control. The single camera videos helped SynCamMaster handle real-world scenarios. And the high-quality videos boosted the overall visual quality.
So there's a perfect blend of ingredients, each playing a vital role. Okay, so we've seen how SynCamMaster works its magic. But let's switch gears for a moment. They mentioned novel view video synthesis in the paper. What is that exactly?
It's a mind-blowing capability. Imagine taking an existing video and generating entirely new viewpoints that weren't even captured in the original footage.
Wait, so you're saying they can create views from angles that weren't even filmed?
Exactly. It's like filling in the visual gaps. Say you have a video of someone walking down a street. Novel view video synthesis could create a viewpoint from behind them, even though there was no camera there to film it.
How is that even possible?
It's complex. But basically, SynCamMaster learns the 3D structure of the scene from the original video. Using that information, it can then generate new viewpoints, even if those viewpoints weren't directly observed.
That's incredible. Are there any limitations to this? It almost sounds too good to be true. So it's not like you can take any old home video and turn it into a high-budget movie with, like, sweeping camera angles.
Not quite. The quality of the generated viewpoints depends on several things. The original footage, the complexity of the scene, the specific angles you're trying to create.
Okay, so there are some limits, but it's still pretty amazing. Imagine the possibilities. Watching historical events from new perspectives, experiencing a sporting event from any seat in the stadium. The possibilities are mind-boggling.
Absolutely, and it highlights how this technology is pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible with video.
It really does make you wonder, what's next? What other breakthroughs are just around the corner?
It's an exciting time to be following this field. The pace of innovation is incredible.
But before we get too carried away, dreaming about the future, I want to come back to something we touched on earlier, the ethical implications of all this. Creating videos that are so realistic, so easily manipulated, it raises some important questions.
You're right. We talked about the potential for misuse, creating deepfakes, or spreading misinformation. But there is another layer to consider, the impact on privacy and consent. If someone can create a hyper-realistic video of me doing something I never did, how do I protect myself?
That's a scary thought. It feels like we need some rules of the road, some guidelines for how this technology should be used responsibly.
Absolutely. Clear legal frameworks. And ethical guidelines are essential. We need to establish standards for consent, attribution, and transparency. People should know. When a video has been manipulated
or synthesized and beyond the legal aspects, it seems like education is crucial. We need to make sure people understand the capabilities of this technology so they can be more critical consumers of what they see online.
You've hit the nail on the head. Media literacy is more important than ever. In this age of AI-generated content, we need to help people develop the critical thinking skills to question what they see and to recognize the potential for manipulation.
And a big challenge, but an important one, I think we've covered. An incredible amount of ground. In this deep dive, we've gone from the technical nuts and bolts of SynCamMaster to its mind-blowing capabilities and the ethical questions it raises.
It's a powerful reminder that technological advancement always comes with a responsibility to use it wisely and ethically.
Well said. To all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of SynCamMaster. It's a glimpse into a future where the line between reality and virtuality becomes increasingly blurred. Keep those minds curious, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.